The Valley of the Kings lay silent under a scorching sun, holding secrets buried for millennia. Howard Carter knelt in the thick, suffocating dust, his hands trembling with anticipation. For years, he had chased a ghost, a name lost to time. With a careful brush of his hand, the golden sand shifted to reveal a single stone step. It was the beginning of the end of his search. He chiseled through the thick plaster wall, his heart hammering against his ribs. As the barrier gave way, a gust of stale, 3,000-year-old air rushed past his face, like the breath of the ancients escaping their prison. He held his flickering candle high into the darkness. Slowly, the shadows retreated. Gold gleamed in the light. Statues of guardians, ornate chariots, and a solid gold mask stared back at him with eternal eyes. "Can you see anything?" his companion whispered. Carter could only reply, "Yes, wonderful things." The world soon erupted in celebration, hailing it as the greatest archaeological find in history. But the triumph was short-lived. Within months, the celebratory mood shifted into something far darker. Lord Carnarvon, the wealthy financier who had poured his soul and fortune into the expedition, lay in a Cairo hotel bed. What began as a simple mosquito bite on his cheek had turned into a nightmare. The wound became septic, poisoning his blood. His fever spiked to dangerous levels, and his body shook with uncontrollable tremors. As the lights in the hotel flickered and failed, Carnarvon died in agony. The news hit the public like a thunderbolt. Newspapers across the globe wasted no time printing the chilling headline, "The Pharaoh's Revenge." They claimed a hidden warning had been found inside the tomb, a tablet promising that death would come on swift wings to any who disturbed the peace of the boy king. The seeds of terror were planted, and they began to grow rapidly in the minds of the public. Panic spread through the streets of London and Cairo alike. Every misfortune connected to the tomb was scrutinized under the lens of the supernatural. When an Egyptian prince was shot by his wife shortly after visiting the site, the legend hardened into an undeniable fact. People whispered that the spirits were angry, demanding blood for the desecration of their sacred ground. Soon after, another financier died of a sudden, unexplained heart attack. The public's imagination ran wild. Every minor illness, every broken bone, and every stroke of bad luck involving the excavation team became a front-page headline. Journalists, hungry for a story that would sell papers, fueled the fire. They ignored logic and embraced the macabre. They spoke of ancient spells woven into the very walls of the burial chamber, designed to strike down the modern world. The shadow of Tutankhamun seemed to stretch across the globe, leaving a trail of fear in its wake. Was it possible that an ancient king was reaching out from the grave to claim his tormentors? The world watched and waited for the next victim. Yet, if we look closer at the facts, the supernatural veil begins to lift. Howard Carter, the very man who broke the seal and entered the inner sanctum first, did not fall victim to any curse. He lived another 17 years, eventually dying of natural causes at the age of 64. Many other members of the team survived well into old age, unaffected by the revenge of the Pharaoh. Scientists later suggested a more grounded explanation. Ancient molds, such as Aspergillus flavus, could have been trapped in the sealed, humid chamber for thousands of years. These spores can trigger severe respiratory infections in those with vulnerable immune systems. It wasn't magic, but biology. Furthermore, the sensationalism of the press played a massive role. A supernatural curse was far more profitable and exciting than a simple mosquito bite or a pre-existing heart condition. The curse was, in many ways, a creation of the modern media. Today, the golden mask rests safely behind reinforced glass in a museum, far from the dust of the valley. The tomb itself stands open to the desert wind, its treasures long gone. Whether the tragedies were the result of ancient magic or just a statistically inevitable string of bad luck remains a subject of debate. The silence of the pharaoh remains unbroken, his secrets his own. Was it a curse that followed those men, or just a series of tragic coincidences fueled by human imagination? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you believe in the power of the ancients, or is it all just a story?